Good afternoon. So about this time I'd be telling my class, Happy Thursday. Why? Because it's Thursday. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm sorry I forgot my name tag, but most people here do know me. So I'm Bohn. I'm the School of Computing's Assistant Director for Capstone, which means that I am responsible for our senior design program. And while I get to stand up here and look pretty, sorry, failed at that. While I get to stand up here and look pretty, it's really my team that's done all the hard work getting this showcase put together. So before we even get started, just give them a round of applause, please. Now this has been a very amazing year, and let's see. Oh, there we go. So we have 150 some students in senior design. This is a lot. Mostly computer science, unsurprisingly. But we also have computer engineering majors, software engineering majors, some in their first year of senior design, some in their second year. We have our first data science student who went through senior design this year. We have a handful of computing minors, so people who aren't in one of our majors, but they're in one of our minors, so they're with us for a semester. We also had a little something different this year. We have 4 mechanical engineering students on the School of Computing's senior design program. There will be some interesting projects. You can hear about that. We do all sorts of platforms and domains. Unsurprisingly, web and mobile is kind of our bread and butter, but there's certain areas that are growth areas for us. Virtual reality, augmented reality is growing. It's not, well, it's kind of on here. So, unsurprisingly, generative AI seems to be pretty popular. I think we're going to see more than one handful of those next year. Our sponsors range from School of Computing to elsewhere in the University of Nebraska system, to federal government, to industry. Unsurprisingly, that's the greatest chunk there. Most of our projects do run in the academic year, August to May. We've been experimenting on a very small scale with projects that start in January. For all those students who think, oh great, I can start in January, don't hold your breath. It's very limited scale. And we also, hinting at those MME students, we're also playing around with interdisciplinary projects. So we'll see if we can learn lessons from those and see more of them in the future. I already mentioned my team. So we've got a couple project managers, several tribe leads. Those are the faculty members who help us out. We've got a business development manager for us. We've got a technology development manager on our team. It takes a team to succeed, and even beyond those that we actually pay to do the job, we have a whole bunch of other people. I mean, these aren't even the people who are officially associated with senior design, and they help out. We do have others who do help out. So these are our coaches, so volunteers from industry who help our student teams without asking for a single dime. And some of them are keep coming back. So I asked for a list of the coaches who have been coaches with us for at least 3 years. And if I butcher your name, I'm very sorry. So Mark Antonson has been with us for 4 years. Nate Bennis for 3. I can't even read my own handwriting. Aaron Deming, boy, I'm glad I read that off the slide. Aaron Deming, 3 years. Ron Gallagher for 5. Layman Jala, did I pronounce that right? I hope I did. Maybe. 6 years, and Teresa, she's been with us for 3 years, so thank you very much. And of course, we couldn't do it without the project sponsors. It's a lot of sponsors. And everyone from here in Lincoln to Omaha to Scotts Bluff to Singapore. A couple years ago, I thought it was amazing that we had a sponsor from the U.S. state of Georgia. we've now gone international, so I'm kind of tickled with that. And again, a lot of these sponsors keep coming back. DMSI, 5 years. Thank you. Nebraska Water Centers, yeah, there they are. 3 years. Nelnet, 3 years. The UWMC College of Nursing has been with us for 4. The USDA sponsored 3 years worth of projects. Warner Enterprises, 3 years. I've got Don't Panic Labs on there. They really aren't a sponsor. They're not exactly coaches either, but Bill Udell and Brian Zimmer from Don't Panic Labs have been helping out with our entrepreneurial teams for 4 years now, so thank you. And I don't have it up here, but for those of you who look at the project called Husker Scope 3.0 and wonder, yes, we even have School of Computing faculty who keep coming back with more projects. So thank you to the sponsors. And if we couldn't do it without the sponsors, we certainly couldn't do it without the students. None of these keep coming back for 3 years. Some of them do come back for 2, usually because we make them. But so thank you to the students. Congratulations on your very hard work this year. So today is kind of that culmination, our annual showcase. So after we're done here, we'll have the showcase floor with all the tables. We'll have breakout rooms, 3 breakout rooms. You'll see the schedule posted outside each door. Can also pick up a schedule at the table outside the ballroom. So it's our opportunity to celebrate everything that everyone's done and for our students to show off their hard work. We do have some teams that did really, really well. So each year we celebrate our fantastic teams with the Gold Award and the Platinum Award. These are teams, so it's not just enough to be technically proficient. To be able to produce large software-intensive systems at scale, you need to apply good engineering rigor to the process. And we pick these teams primarily on their ability to consistently apply that kind of rigor and demonstrate the expected engineering behaviors that we want to see. Sorry, that sentence kind of got away from me. So the first team, the Gold Award team, is our Farm Credit Services of America team. I think they're over there. And so they're going to have opportunity to talk to all of you about their fantastic work. And then we also have our Platinum Award team. And this was a project sponsored by Professor Ramamurthy, along with, sorry, I forget who in the psychology department. My apologies. From my perspective, it's a School of Computing project. And again, they'll be able to talk to you about how great their project was, and they'll also be able to tell you who that psychology professor was. But first, oh yeah, we'll also have several individual awards that we'll announce next week. But first, you get to hear from Tess McKinney. She is, when I think of Tess, I think of virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. I think of integrating academia and industry. I think of just really an amazingly awesome person. You can go to her LinkedIn profile to read up all about her. She's got some pretty nifty stuff that I didn't even know about. But this is the first year in a while that we've had a real keynote speaker. And when I asked my team who we should consider, it took all of about 5 seconds for everyone on the Zoom session to say, Tess. So who am I to argue with such a great, brilliant insight from my team? So without any further blathering from me, welcome, Tess. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, bear with me. I have some slides and I have a whole presentation written, but Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and fellow visionaries, welcome to this journey into the realm of possibility, where dreams become reality and innovation knows no bounds. Today, we'll embark on an exploration of immersive technologies in education and industry. Let's start by rewinding the clock to a time when immersive technology was but a distant dream, a concept only explored in science fiction movies and novels. Do you remember these? Viewmasters? Raise your hand. Everyone? Yep. Either you had them, or some of you are too young, and your parents had them. These were the humble beginnings of the technological revolution that would change the way we perceive and interact with the world around us. Who would have ever guessed that my career would be creating and implementing futuristic Viewmasters? The individuals who pioneered these technologies were true visionaries. They dared to imagine worlds beyond our own and brought them to life one pixel at a time. But here's the thing, every single one of you in this room is a visionary. Whether you're a pioneer, a designer, a rebel, a developer, an entrepreneur, an innovator, or an enthusiast, you possess the power to shape the future with your ideas and innovations. I am Tess McKinney, and I own a company that's dedicated to building immersive technology labs for education, healthcare, and industry. We are dedicated to fostering collaboration that transcends boundaries for the greater good. Our mission is to bridge the gap between educators and businesses, empowering them to realize their visions through innovative simulations and cutting-edge technology. We facilitate partnerships, equipping both sides with tools and resources needed to turn dreams into reality. By teaming up with leading companies in the XR industry, we pave the way for integration of immersive educational content to institutions worldwide. I'm really passionate about making learning more exciting. So I started an initiative called Give XR, a cool new program funded by donations from around the world to give headsets to Nebraska rural schools and hopefully beyond someday. It all started with one teacher asking me how she could get headsets for her students. We gifted her one headset, which convinced their superintendent to purchase 15 headsets more, which in turn set up a chain reaction of some of my followers. I have about 11,000 followers on LinkedIn, donating 4 more headsets so they can complete one class. When I saw how much just one virtual reality headset could change, one virtual reality headset could do for a kid, it hit me. One headset can change a child's life. It sparks their curiosity and lets them explore all kinds of amazing things. Even if a student lives in a small town or goes to a rural school, having just one headset can take them on virtual adventures anywhere, opening up a whole world of possibilities they never imagined possible. This initiative started with Loop City Public Schools. Okay, so why did I choose the name XRenegades, right? Because being a renegade means challenging the status quo, pushing boundaries, and fearlessly pursuing innovation. It's about embracing the unknown and forging new paths, even when others say it can't be done. And that's exactly what I strive to do every day, to defy expectations and redefine what's possible in the world of VR, AR, and XR. Let's dive into the realm of XR, both in education and industry, for a moment. The journey hasn't been without its challenges. Just short of a while back, the fate of VR, AR, and XR seemed uncertain. The industry grappled to find its footing, and adoption rates fell short of expectations. Then COVID-19 happened, propelling us into an era of rapid digital transformation and thrusting VR, AR, and XR squarely into the spotlight. Nowadays, we're witnessing a surge in companies embracing these immersive technologies for purposes ranging from training and collaboration to facilitating remote work. Yet the significance of integrating immersive technologies and learning into both educational settings and professional landscapes extends far beyond convenience. Immersive learning isn't just about leveraging the latest tech trends. It's about how we acquire knowledge and hone our skills. By immersing learners in virtual environments, we can offer hands-on experiences that transcend the limitations of traditional learning methods. This type of learning approach fosters deep understanding, enhances retention, and cultivates critical thinking skills and problem solving, as well as decision making. In education, XR Technologies holds the promise of access to quality education, breaking down distance barriers, and catering to diverse learning styles. This is a shot taken from Loop City. As you can see, lots of students are able to experience VR. Imagine students exploring ancient civilizations firsthand through virtual field trips or conducting virtual science experiments in a risk-free environment. Additionally, in industries where safety and practical proficiency are paramount, such as healthcare and manufacturing and aerospace, immersive learning provides a low-risk, high-reward alternative to real-world training solutions. And it enables learners to practice complex procedures, simulate hazardous environments, and develop muscle memory, all within a controlled digital space. Looking ahead, the potential applications for VR, AR, and XR are boundless. Picture a future where every organization boasts a digital twin, powered by artificial intelligence, facilitating data-driven decision-making and predictive analytics. Envision advancements in haptic technologies enabling users not to just see and hear, but to feel and experience sensations in the digital world. In essence, XR is similar to the revolutionary advancements witnessed with computers in the 1970s and cell phones in the 80s and 90s. We're on the brink of a new full era of possibilities and chances to grow. As computers and cell phones have become a normal part of our everyday lives, so will XR. It will become widespread, changing how we learn, work, and connect. But it's not just about the technology. It's about the people behind it. That's why it's crucial to educate the next generation about these technologies and inspire them to become the innovators of tomorrow. Who knows, perhaps one day, the people who are here, all of the students, will be working alongside us or looking after us. Wouldn't we prefer them to be prepared before that time comes? Years ago, I first caught wind of UNL Senior Design through a close friend who invited me to join an XR group dubbed the Cool Kids Table. Despite our self-proclaimed coolness within the realm of technology, excuse me, in the grand scheme of life, we were undeniably nerdy, right? All of us are nerdy. But who'd have thought that being nerdy would be cool? Chad Davis and Chris Bork acted as my gateway to UNL Senior Design, introducing me to a network of like-minded individuals. Witnessing an idea evolve into a fully fledged VR application within the span of 9 months was nothing short of amazing. The opportunity to not only witness, but actively contribute to student growth throughout the process was a concept that deeply resonated with me. Little did I anticipate my initial involvement would spawn into participation of 7 distinct projects over the last 4 years. What continues to captivate me about senior design is the unwavering enthusiasm and vision each participant brings to the table. Despite the diverse array of complaints are non-existent. Instead, there's an infectious excitement that drives every project. These students, hungry for more opportunities, serve as a testament to the program's potential impact. Reflecting on projects like Rollover Ranch, where former team members have flourished in their careers, but still I can ask them any question I want and they will answer, even though they've graduated from UNL long ago. I'm inspired to pursue endeavors aligned with my passions just as they do. I would say that because of this program, it helped me to leave my full-time position at the university and become an entrepreneur. I'm inspired, witnessing the sheer joy on a client's face when a student project exceeds expectation not only validates our efforts, but serves as a reminder of the profound impact that we have. In those moments, it's abundantly clear that we're on the right path, making a tangible difference in both students' and clients' lives alike. I'm delighted to champion UNL Senior Design, an organization that not only fosters innovation, but also provides unwavering support to its students. My journey with Senior Design has been nothing short of fulfilling, and I wholeheartedly encourage others to join in this remarkable endeavor. As I stand here surrounded by budding talents in this auditorium, I am filled with optimism for our future. Each of these students possesses the potential to spark technological evolution across various fields, whether it's education, construction, tech industry, farming, healthcare, or any other realm they choose to explore. With the guidance and resources offered by Senior Design, I have no doubt that they will go on to achieve remarkable feats and leave a lasting impression on this world. So these are just our projects over the years. In conclusion, I urge each and every one of you to embrace your inner visionary and renegade. The future belongs to those who dare to dream and create, to those who push the boundaries of what's possible. Together, let's build a future where innovation knows no bounds. Make sure to dream big, fear nothing, and innovate endlessly. Thank you for letting me speak today.
Thank you very much. And no, I did not pay her to encourage you to sign up for Senior Design. All right, so our next up we have our award-winning team. So each of them is going to give you a presentation. And if you like what they have to say, we have 22 other talks, not just like them, in the breakout rooms later. So, without belaboring it any, I guess I don't have someone to advance the slides. So without belaboring it any further, I'd like to welcome our Platinum Award-winning team to the floor to talk about their motion regulation app.
Backwards. Hi, I'm Ben Morales.
Hello everyone, I'm Long Nguyen.
Okay. My name is John Heavenly.
I'm Ava Lyons.
And I'm Wesley Hill. And we are the UNL School of Computing Ramamurthy team. Today we will be showcasing to you our emotional regulation training app. First, our app is called AtReach, which stands for Advanced Technology for Emotion and Effective Change e-Platform. We developed this application under the header of the School of Computing, but we worked closely with individuals from the School of Psychology in order to develop an app that they would like to use. Going into our sponsors, we have Dennis McCargue, Dr. Bhairav Ramamurthy, Therese Wong, Ashlyn Andrusek, and Anna Henson. These are the people that we developed the app for and who idealized the app for us. Going into our faculty and staff, we have our project manager, Melanie Kugler-Wright, and our tribe lead, Bonita Sharif. These are the people who worked more on the academic side of things, helping foster a learning environment for us. And then we have us, the student team. Ava is our squad lead and product manager. I am the development manager for this team. Then Kareem El Saeed is our technical consultant. He isn't here because he is was a transfer student over the fall semester. He is in Egypt now, but we still remained in contact with him over the spring semester. And then Ben, Long, and John over there are each developers on our application as well. The problem that our application aims to solve is that there are many people who have substance use disorders or are recovering from substance use disorders who have trouble regulating certain emotions such as stress or anxiety, which brings a more negative well-being. So this arises two questions. First, what can we do to help them regulate their emotions? And secondly, how can we track this therapy that we're trying to form to iterate on it and create a better solution for them? This brings us into the opportunity that our app takes advantage of, which is to create an application for these users that have substance use disorders or are recovering from them in order to help them regulate their emotions. We do this first by creating positive stimuli in order to reinforce positive emotions and encourage them to use the application more frequently. This app aims to be therapeutic for them, so we want to enforce these positive emotions within them. And then secondly, we want to allow administrators to record data from the users while they utilize this therapy so that they can both contribute to a research study and iterate on this solution to create better solutions. Actually going into our app, this is our mobile application. This is the one that the participants of the research study will be using. The mobile application is built through React Native along with multiple component libraries, which just make the app look nicer. Both this app and the web app that Ava will be talking to you about interface with our server, which is built with Java and Spring Boot as our REST API, MySQL as our database, and it and our video and image storing are both on Amazon Web Services. When the user first opens the app, they're greeted with a login page. Then they go into our emoji pin page. We chose emojis over numbers because we felt that images or colors would be better to remember rather than an arbitrary set of numbers. Once they log in, they're taken to that home page. In the center of the home page is a personalized avatar. This will be different for each user who uses the app. At the top of the home page are the group views. This number represents the number of times this app was utilized today, and this is intended to be positive reinforcement for the users. And then at the bottom is the earnings tracker. While they use the app, they earn money through the research study that is being conducted. So that just tracks how much money they've earned today and how much money they've earned overall. Once they hit the start button on the home screen, they move into the actual process of the research study and the therapeutic video. Both prior to and after the video, they answer a set of 4 questions, which helps build an emoji that is meant to represent their emotional well-being at the time. The questions start with how are you feeling, which determines both the base color of the emoji and the shape of the emoji. How intense is this feeling affects the brightness of the emoji. How clear is this emotion affects the blurriness or clarity of the emoji. And then finally, how physically energized do you feel makes the emoji move side to side more or less. Once they're done answering these questions, they go into the transition screen. The background color is the same color as their emoji, and that text can be customized by the administrator. Once they are ready, they go into the video. They watch this video. They can repeat it as many times as they want. This is intended to be therapeutic for them. They receive training when they receive the phone that this app is deployed on, and so it is meant to remind them of that training, make them feel the same calm emotions they did. And then after this video, yet again, they answer those questions. And then lastly is our user data page on the right there. That is, again, another form of positive reinforcement. The middle column is the videos watched. Based off of how many videos they have watched that day, it gives them more hearts, indenting to make them want to use the app more frequently. And then on the far right column is the mood improvement, which displays an up arrow if at any point during the day their mood prior to the video improves to the mood after the video. And this is, again, intended to be positive reinforcement for them and to tell them that they're doing well. Now I will pass it off to Ava to talk about our web application.
Thanks, Wes. All right, let's move over to the admin side. Like Wes mentioned earlier, This is deployed on AWS, but this one uses React instead of React Native. It also uses a component library, specifically Google's Material UI or MUI, to keep it consistent as well. Once an admin logs in, they're brought to this page, the home page, that shows them this graph. This graph is the aggregate data for all users over time for both positive and negative emotions. This gives our researchers, our admins, the idea of how the overall study is going. The hope would be that the positive emotions are getting better and then the negative emotions are getting worse. Then admins can control users, add them, delete them, search for them. This is also where they put in that adorable emoji pin for their users. They can give money as well because they're earning money throughout each video that they watch. They also can change their status to a complete status where those users then are done with the study, but our administrators can still have that data to then do the further research on. They can send notifications to all of the participants as a form of positive stimuli to encourage them to continue with the study or remind them that they need to watch their videos for that day. Finally, those two last icons on this close side here are for user media and user data. We'll talk about the media in a second, but this is kind of the most important part for our admins. This holds all of the raw data, which can be sorted, filtered, and then exported into a CSV where they're able to manipulate it in any way they want so they can better understand how each user is doing and how this training is actually going. As I mentioned just a second ago, media. Media is the main thing that is encouraging them here. So this is both their personalized avatar and that video that they're watching. Each video or avatar is assigned to one person, but one person can have multiple options for media. This is then denoted by a primary. There can be multiple primaries in this case, and then it's randomly chosen within those primaries is what's shown to them so that they have the option of different videos each time and maybe they're not getting so bored on just the one thing over and over again. Finally, admins have two other important roles other than deleting, searching, and adding. Those are changing the transition slide. As Wes had mentioned earlier, this way they can get some positive reinforcement in what they're reading before they go into the video, can put them in the right mindset, and then they can also change the earnings equation. So that money bar that you saw earlier is based on how many videos that they've watched and how many bonus videos that they watched. Those numbers change based on how they want each video to earn for each user. And then there's also a bonus range. So once they hit over the bonus range, they'll get a little icon that's further positive stimuli for how many videos that they've seen. So that is the admin application. Finally, just looking at what this app was built for, we wanted to help the SUD issue for the users be recovered through emotional training or emotional regulation training. Our application does this in a couple of ways with the videos, the positive stimuli, but most importantly, we're able to collect that data to further evaluate it and research based off of that. So our team had not had any mobile development before this project, but despite that, we were able to create a full-fledged application that will hopefully be able to aid in further research in just human emotions in general. So we're excited to see how that's going to go for our sponsors. But finally, I just want to say thank you to this amazing team for this whole year. They all have done an amazing job and worked really hard. Then I want to say thank you to the senior design faculty and staff that has nominated us and worked with us so hard. Finally, our sponsors for this awesome project, and then you all as well for listening and hearing us. If you are interested in a demo of our product, come visit us at our booth. Can our sponsors please come up to the stage? We have something for you.
This is for you. Thank you for all your hard work and spending so much time with us. Yeah, you want to take another picture? Yeah. Front and center.
I think maybe away from the projector.
Yeah. Too much light.
Some light on their faces, yeah.
There you go. Surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
All right, that was amazing work. And like I said, they're not the only ones who've been amazing. We've had 24 amazing projects this year. Yeah, let's go with 24. So now I'd like you all to hear from another amazing project, our Gold Award winning team, the Farm Credit Services of America team with their Field Folio application.
Alrighty, hello everyone. We are the Farm Credit Services of America Senior Design Team, and as Dr. Bohn said, our project is called Field Folio. So just a quick overview of the company that we were working for. So Farm Credit Services of America is a customer-owned co-op dedicated to providing credit and insurance services to farmers, ranchers, and agricultural businesses throughout Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Wyoming. And that's a picture of their wonderful building. Got to visit a couple times, it's pretty cool. Alrighty, and so there is a big problem that they were noticing, that there are so many important factors to consider when looking at purchasing farmland, such as soil information, the history of crops planted on the land, and the owners of neighboring property. But a lot of times this information is in separate sources and in separate formats. So it's hard to put all together and get a clear, holistic picture of the land that you're considering purchasing. So their goal was to provide a resource that consolidates all of this integral property information in one easily accessible location. So a quick look at, too quick. Okay, look at our stakeholders as far as sponsors go. On the far left, we have Patrick Wolf, who's the VP of Data Integration at Farm Credit, and for us, he was kind of our project leader. Then we have Grant Siddharth, who is our product manager, and he was in charge of kind of helping us figure out what to make and what the users would want. Then we have Shane Busher, who is a GIS developer at Farm Credit, and he was important for helping us figure out how to use the mapping technologies, because none of us had had any prior experience with that. And then we had Sudhir Neela, who's just a developer at Farm Credit, and he was probably our main point of contact whenever we had problems with figuring out Angular, because again, none of us had had prior experience in that. They were super fabulous. Then we have our faculty from UNL. So we have Melanie Kugler-Wright, who is our project manager. And she kind of guided us through best industry practices. We had our wonderful tribe lead, Trudy Bullman, who helped us through the UNL senior design processes. And then our industry coach, Brian Billings, who he helped us figure out professionalism during our meetings, and he gave us some wonderful advice. And then we'll have the team introduce themselves. Alrighty. So yeah, as we said earlier, the problem here was the disparate sources and formats of agricultural property information. So the solution was adding a map component to an existing page on Farm Credit's site where other important property information was located. So this map component for each property would have an aerial view of the property as well as an outline of the boundaries, have a plat map which would show neighboring properties and information about those, have a soil data layer where you could see soil information, as well as a crop history map that would show information on historical crop data. And now I'll pass it off to Elijah.
Thank you, Kyla. Okay, so getting into our solution, basically what we've done is we've added a map, so like a component inside their property detail page that just gives an aerial view of the property. It's able to, able to highlight the boundaries of the property as well. I'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, implemented using ArcGIS, which is a JavaScript platform that we're able to use just through like API calls. So yeah, just present a map, give an aerial view basically. So yeah, getting into that, we have several kind of views of this map in particular. So the first and kind of the default, as I mentioned, is this aerial map right here. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Just we'll zoom to where the property's at and kind of draw a boundary around the property itself. And you're able to go into full screen there as the photo has up there, and you can kind of look around. You can kind of scroll, zoom in, zoom out, view the land around the area. It's not necessarily fixed either. But yeah, that's our first view. The second view is the plat layer view. So this, just like the aerial view, shows you the property boundary, zooms into the property, but also shows you the neighboring boundaries as well, including information such as like the acreage of each property and the owners as well. Next, we have the soil layer, which is just a data layer showing all the different types of soil separated with contour lines. And if you click on a specific area, it'll give you more soil information. So things like the soil code, a soil description, and other ratings, which can be useful. And then last, we have crop history, which turns FieldFolio into an 8-bit gaming experience. It gives you just another imagery layer, so it just shows the history of what crops have been grown, which is relevant for things like crop rotation. And so yeah, you can look back 3 years into the past. And so yeah, this may be helpful if you're trying to evaluate what you might want to grow on the property. Here's a mobile view as well. So we've integrated this to work with mobile as well, with the aerial and plat view in particular. So just like it looks on desktop, it just zooms into the map. This displays kind of an aerial view there, and you can still click into full screen on mobile. So in terms of value and just a couple highlights. So yeah, we've kind of provided a foundational implementation of this map. So it's something that Farm Credit can build upon in the future. We've kind of laid the groundwork for it. So if they would like to add more features in the future, it would be pretty easy to do so. And along the way, we've helped them identify like their requirements, and so help them figure out what it is exactly they wanted, and help them define their vision, if you will. Additionally, another highlight, we've kind of matched their styling company-wide, so it looks and feels like any other Farm Credit application. And yeah, we've developed it in their ecosystem as well, so it's super easy for us to hand off this project to them. It's already in their repositories, and so they all have access to it already, and we've developed it in a virtual machine for their environment. So like as we've been working with, you saw Sadir earlier, one of our stakeholders, like he's easily able to pull up our code and help us along the way, and any other developer will be able to do that. So it'll be really easy for them to merge this into their production release whenever they're ready to do so. In terms of other learning opportunities, so we've all got to learn how to use ArcGIS, learn a little bit about GIS technologies, but also how to work with APIs in particular, and so how to pull this data in and display it in a way that looks good, and also good for developers in the back end too. How do we write code that's useful for other developers and makes sense if other people want to make changes? Yeah, Angular and TypeScript, so that's kind of what this Farmland app is built on, so just learning how to integrate into an ecosystem that's already built, build code and other components the way other components are built. And yeah, so yeah, onboarding to an existing code base. So thank you for listening. I'd like to invite our sponsors from Farm Credit up, if you wouldn't mind. While they're coming up, I just want to thank this team. It's been a real pleasure to work with them throughout the year. Thank everybody here for listening to us. Thank the senior design group for this project. And yeah, thank you.
And then, yeah. So speaking of proposing senior design projects, if you are a potential sponsor, it is not too late to sign up to be on next year's portfolio. Visit us at computing.unl.edu/senior-design. Or I'm pretty sure we've got some QR codes you can just point your phone at. Or just talk to Kara Kugler-Wright, our Capstone Development Manager, who's going to be in front of the ballroom. You can't miss her because, well, she'll be standing right in front of the door. So please, if you're even interested, just talk to her and understand the process to sign up to be a senior design sponsor. So unless I've forgotten anything, Bill, have I forgotten anything? Okay, well, then we'll take about a 12-minute break, and we'll see you in the other room.